Fight Live returns to Channel 5 this Friday. Two of Britain's most exciting super lightweights collide at London's legendary York Hall. Don't miss Eubank vs Farrell this Friday on Channel 5.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.
Razban IFL TV proudly sponsored by Everlast. Normally I say it's Friday and it's weighing day, but it's Saturday and it's weighing day. Ben, firstly, how are we doing?
Very well, very well. Good. I like it on a Saturday. It's more relaxed.
Do you think this will be more of a theme?
Yeah, look, Sundays is going to be an experiment. We'll see how the numbers are. It's on Sky One, the Sky Showcase now. So yeah, Sky very confident it's going to do very big numbers for Adam and the rest of the card. So looking forward to it. If it works, I'd love to do it. I like bringing the shows. It's nice to bring the show earlier. There's so many times people complain about the main event being very, very late in the night. Yeah, it's nice to bring the shows for an afternoon. Let's see what happens.
Just quickly, I know we touched on some of the fights yesterday, but we saw Adam there looking great condition. We saw Ryland Charlie looking great condition. He said 3 weeks would have been enough to beat Adam Azim, but he's had a full camp. He's very confident, but is this the ultimate test for Adam? Well, not ultimate, but is this his first proper test?
Yeah, I don't think it's the ultimate test. To be fair, I think he's shown these levels above every opponent he's been in there before. What's good is we got a opponent that's had 8 weeks notice, that's really confident, that's caused upsets in the past and has fought opponents higher level than Adam Azim has fought. But I think Adam will show his levels again. I think he's a phenomenon. You know that. We know what he is. Obviously, he's got to keep his head. He's only 20 years old. This occasion is a big occasion for anyone. I can't imagine being 20 years old and headlining a show on Sky like this. So fair play to Adam. He takes everything in his stride. But yeah, this guy's a phenomenon. It's good that Ryland is coming at him and sticking it on him as well, not just in the ring, but outside of the ring, making him feel something different than what he's felt before. And yeah, I expect Adam to do the business in style.
Lerone Richardson obviously is actually, again, both fighters very confident, but Lerone, it's almost been a year since he hasn't been in the ring, so could that be the turning point? I'm
excited to see Lerone back in the ring. I think all boxing fans are. He's a very talented fighter, but yes, it's a year out of the ring, and Chelly's been very active, and he's very, very game, and he's very, very confident. It's going to be an intriguing fight. Lerone will want to show his levels. I think he'll be upset if he doesn't, but Chelly's coming to win. And yeah, very, very good fight tomorrow, alongside the British title, alongside the English title, alongside Adam Azim in his biggest test. So yeah, it's going to be a good atmosphere as well. We've got fan zones, we've got interactive stuff. I think it's going to be some atmosphere in the Ali Pali tomorrow. So if you're around, buy tickets on the door tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, just explain, because I saw a social post on the Boxer Instagram post where a fan zone meet and greet, fighters will be there. Just explain kind of what fans can expect if they were to pop down tomorrow. Yeah,
there's a big talent coming down for Sky. Amir Khan's obviously here because of Adam Azim. Never misses a fight. Just so excited about Adam. I think he feels like sees a lot of similarities, but you know, you speak to Amir, he says that Adam's got a lot more in his locker than he had at that age, and by that time Amir had won a gold medal at the Olympics. So very excited about Adam, and Amir will be down, Dalton Smith will be down, which is a future rivalry, and it's going to be an interesting experience. There's going to be, there's loads going on. I won't go into it too much. Loads going down here tomorrow, as well as the boxing. It's sold really well. Adam Azim always sells well, even so early on in his career. And I think it's going to be one to remember, because I really think it's a breakout day rather than night for Adam Azim.
Ticket-wise, sold well?
Sold well. Adam, as I say, Adam Azim sells well. He has a lot of fans from Slough. He's got that local following that you always want to see from a future star. You know, that all of the greats in the UK have always built from that local community, and it's it's going to be a special atmosphere.
You mentioned his name there. Dalton Smith's going to be in attendance tomorrow. We spoke about him a couple of weeks ago. He had his fight on Sky. He's apparently a free agent now. Now, when Eddie was questioned on it, Eddie said, we're planning his next couple of fights. What is the situation with him? What do you know? Is he a free agent, and is he someone that you want to work with?
He's definitely a free agent, but I thought Lawrence Okoli was as well, so I got to be careful. But he's definitely a free agent, and we're interested in any free agents, and any free agents that we think have got superstar potential. I believe Dalton Smith has superstar potential, but he's got a lot of options, and it's great that fighters now have options. It is a fighter's market. It used to be, honestly, even when we started, like a few years ago, you present to a fighter what you can do, what you can this, what you can that. It's a fighter knows what they want now. They've got so many options. They can almost map out. And for someone like Dalton Smith, and for fighters like that, they can choose where they want to go. And yeah, of course we want Dalton, but he'll choose what's best for his career. And I wish him the best, to be honest. Whatever he decides, I want to see him do very, very well. He's a good guy and an incredible fighter.
Eubank Jr. Smith, I know we touched on it yesterday regarding kind of pay-per-view, etc. Frank Smith, CEO of Matchroom, did an interview with IFL last night. I think it was from your call. And when asked about whether Eubank Smith, if it landed on DAZN, would it be pay-per-view? And he said absolutely not. It would not be a pay-per-view. But you guys are under pressure to deliver pay-per-view on Sky.
We are under no pressure to deliver pay-per-views on Sky. If anything, we're trying to keep as much off pay-per-view as anything. We've done huge shows in Shields Marshall, Taylor Cattrall, even Eubank's first fight, all not on pay-per-view. We want the big fights, and we've proven that in Britain. We want the biggest fights in Britain that we can get. Eubank Smith is a monster, and sometimes you have to put them on pay-per-view. But I challenge him on that, and in the sense that I can't think of a bigger fight that's landed on DAZN in the UK than Eubank Smith. I don't know what their biggest fight outside of a pay-per-view in the UK has been, and that was the whole thing. So for us, we've done Shields Marshall, Taylor Cattrall, Eubank Williams, a lot of shows not on pay-per-view. Eubank Smith, there's no other way that can't be on pay-per-view, and that's why. And we want to make the biggest fights, like whatever way we have to make them. We want to make the biggest fights, and there's no way that couldn't be. But as I say, yeah, DAZN, I'm not sure they've had fights of that caliber not on pay-per-view.
When you sort of map out what next year looks like, do you say we want to have X amount of pay-per-view fights? Because this year, I believe you, correct me if I'm wrong, you've had one, which was Khan and Brook, and this was your first proper full year with Sky. So do you anticipate having multiple pay-per-views, or is it we'll just see how we go? If the big fight comes and it's pay-per-view, we'll do it.
We don't look at it like that, and Sky are very good like that in the sense we want the biggest fights, and we'll do as many of them not on pay-per-view as we possibly can within what the budget is. We have stretched the budget. Shields Marshall, Mayor Baumgartner, two of the biggest fights in female history, sold out the O2. Taylor Cattrall on a Saturday fight night, the first unification in Britain on British soil, and Eubank Williams and all the other shows. We'll invest as much as we can, but as you say, we have one pay-per-view this year, which was Khan Brook. When the fights are, we want the biggest fights. Whatever way we have to make them, get them done, we'll do. But ultimately, yeah, we're fans as well, and we genuinely want as many fights off pay-per-view as possible. But I think it's I challenge other promoters to see what shows they put on not on pay-per-view in the UK that are as big as that. And for us and for anyone, I believe Eubank Smith is impossible to make not on pay-per-view.
You alluded to Josh Taylor and Jack Cattrall. It looks like it's a done deal. It looks like the fight will happen next year. There's a lot of misconception that fight's going to be pay-per-view. February 2nd is the date that's been touted by everybody. Question asked to Frank Smith yesterday was that Sky might do 2 pay-per-views in 3 weeks, and how tough will that be? But we know KSI goes the week before, Anthony Yard goes the week after Eubank Smith. Eddie's announced that he will probably do a show on the 28th as well. And then where does Josh Taylor Cattrall fit in, and will it be pay-per-view?
Taylor Cattrall hasn't even been announced. Venue, month, date. I think it's just a lot of rumours and a lot of things, and yeah, we'll sit down with top rank of the fighters next week. Definitely a fight that's going to happen early next year at some point, but nothing has been decided as to where, when, how.
Will it be pay-per-view?
Look, again, the numbers involved make it difficult, but I think we will try and probably double it up with something we think is at that level. If we can keep fights off pay-per-view by any stretch, by any means, we'll do with that, and I think we've proven that.
You mentioned yesterday about there's a rematch clause in Eubank Smith and which takes place January 21st. A lot of comments online was, well, Anfield's obviously going to be the place where it takes place if it happens. Is there a date secured for Anfield?
Yeah, that is Liam Smith's dream. It's a lot of. I'm a Liverpool fan. Adam Smith has dreamt of having a fight at Anfield for a long time, and I think if Beefy does the job on the 21st of January, I believe the rematch will be at Anfield. But it's a big fight, and it's a 50-50, and Eubank Jr. will have other ideas. But yeah, I believe that's where the rematch will be if Liam does the job in Jan.
Okay, Ben, any final comments? Anything else you'd like to add before we end?
Just the press conference for Eubank Smith next Tuesday. Sign-ups for tickets have started. We've had 30,000 people already sign up for the Manchester Arena date. It's a huge fight for the Northwest. It's a huge fight for British boxing. Sign up at boxer.com if you want a chance of getting a ticket next week.
Ben Shalom, IFL TV, thank you very much.
Fight Live returns to Channel 5 this Friday. Two of Britain's most exciting super lightweights collide at London's legendary York Hall. Don't miss Eubank versus Farrell this Friday on Channel 5.
I'm gonna share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light. Yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something. Completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.